Hello everyone. I thought I'd just turn the camera on. I'm trying to motivate myself to craft again, I know I've been doing the slow stitching and it feels like that's all I'm doing. I haven't touched papers for such a long time. So I'm trying to motivate myself, and what I thought I would do was make a few embellishments. The other day I tea stained some papers and I've got them sort of folded, ready to go, but I'm not sure where I'm going. So I've got some scraps of fabric. I got the ends of the linen bags that I found, and I've just been cutting and ripping them up and fluffing the edges up a little bit. And so I thought I would turn the camera on. Now this fabric actually has, I think it's called sizing. You can't just rip the fabric. It's got something on it that prevents you from just ripping away, because usually linen is really easy to rip, but not these bags. So what I'm doing is I've cut them. I've cut one edge with my scissors, and then I'm just roughing up the edges so that it looks like it's been ripped to give it a softer appearance. And I just thought I'd start kind of making maybe a few little embellishments, and maybe that will give me some sort of inspiration. And if I do them in neutral tones, then I can always add colour if I want a bit of colour as well. Okay. So these are all my threads, and if you fray your edge, see how straight that is? If you just run your thumb along it both ways, it gives it a much, shabbier look than having it straight. See the two different sides there? So just sort of drag your nail down it a little bit either way, and it fluffs up the edges, which is a much kind of nicer way. And you don't have to do it straight away. I've got some here that haven't been done, but I can do them as I'm using them. So that's the linen, and then I've just got myself, and this does rip and it frays really well. This is the muslin fabric, I think that's what it is, from Crafty shop. So I've just ripped some strips in different sizes from the piece I was sent, which has come in wonderfully handy. I've used it in so many projects. It's like a very thick calico. That's the only way I can kind of, or homespun almost. I haven't seen homespun in years. Oh my goodness. So we're just softening the edges on them. And so I pretty much did 3 different thicknesses. So that one's about 1 inch wide. That one's probably ½ an inch wide. And then I've got this, and what's that, about 2? I don't normally deal in, there we go, about 2 inches, which is 5 centimetres. But I don't have to do much with this because I could rip it. And the thicker one is for if I want to do squares, something like that. So I can just cut it to size. So there's all my bits there, and now not quite sure what I'm going to do now. So it's a start, isn't it? Now, of course, I want to be using some lace. Oh, my son got his learner's permit, and I had to take him down to get that. And so I'll be teaching him to drive this year. He's the last one out of 5, so I should be all right with this, but and I called in the op shop and I found these for $2 each. I think they're wonderful. This one's like a looped trim, a corded looped trim. So a little bit of that would look nice, I think. And also this insertion trim. Let's just open it. I don't like the bag it's in anyway. Yeah, it's a nice cotton insertion trim, this one. What's that? Oh, it's just a bit of tape on it. Almost has a pink tinge to some spots. So that's always nice to use in your journals as well. Where's the beginning of it? Needs refolding. Oh, look, there's a beginning. Okay, let me just take a bit off. Okay, so I'll use a bit of that on them. That needs to be refolded and put away. What else have I got? I think I'll use Crafty Me Shop laces. I need to do a few things with Crafty Me Shop. Like I said, the inspiration to do things hasn't been there as much as I would have liked. That's annoying. See, that's a perfectly good bag. But, you know, I guess they don't want people touching everything these days, so they staple it. Let's see if I can keep the bag. There we go. And we will take a bit of this. There we go. I love the colour of this, you know. I really do. Okay. So use a bit of that. Isn't it a gorgeous colour? It's like an old white. It's just lovely. And I don't get to the op shops very much anymore. There's not a huge, when I do, you know, there doesn't seem like there's much in there, and they haven't been taking donations recently, I've noticed as well. That's really pretty, isn't it? Either way could be used. And you could, if you put that, say, down the side, you know, you could hang your dangle off it as well, which is really nice. Okay, we'll put that there. I will keep that there because we can use that. We've got that, we've got those so far. What else? I need some Crafty Me Shop laces. I've got my box here. So let me see what I'm feeling. Oh, definitely some of the flowers. I love these flowers. Now there's two different types. What am I? There's the pointy ones, or there's the rounder ones. Okay, well, I can take a couple of those, each of those. And there's this gorgeous ribbon. I love the ribbon. That's really quite neutral as well, but I'm not sure yet, so we'll put that. Oh, this one. Oh, I love this. Where is it? Got them folded in here. So this one is beautiful, and it's, you know, it will complement this one as well. So I'll use some of that one there. Isn't that gorgeous? Love it. So I'll put that there. There's a couple of buttons there that, let's see what they're doing here. Oh, I love this one too. It's beautiful. There we go. Isn't it lovely? Maybe a bit of that. And maybe some netted lace, perhaps. This is for the embellishments, so I mean there's lots of other things I can use in other places. Oh, see, there's this one. Now that's in white, but that's okay because these are kind of white as well. And that's a lovely, delicate little one. Let me see if I can show you properly. There we go. Isn't it lovely? I'll keep a bit of that out. And what's that one? I don't want my laces falling. Got this one here as well. But I feel like this would be nice just across the top of a page or by itself. I love the little end bit on it, you know, to be honest. Like you could just have that there and leave that little end bit just draping down. Isn't that pretty? Yeah. So maybe we'll use some of this as well. Okay, so let's cut a few pieces. That way I can put... So we'll take a piece of that one. And these are from Crafty Me Shop. I will put a link in the description box below. It's a Facebook group, if you don't know. Alright, take a little bit of this. And the lady who owns Crafty Me Shop is called Esme. She's a lovely lady. And she has sales once a week that is listed on the actual Facebook page. You will have to request to join the group. It's a lovely group. There's no nonsense in the group. It's just such a lovely, happy kind of group. Now I'm going to take perhaps half of this and keep half. And if you just, in the search bar for YouTube, if you just put in a search for Crafty Me Shop, you will see some lovely things that ladies make with the items that they've got from Crafty Me Shop, all the design team members, and from over the years, so you're not restricted to just current things either. Isn't that just beautiful? So we'll take a bit of this one as well. Okay, there's that, and maybe we will. Okay, I'll take 6 of those, let's say. And some of these. 2, 3, 4, 6. We'll take 6 of those as well. Okay, that's a good start, isn't it? There's so many I could be picking through in here, but I don't know, like there's a lot of things with beautiful, oh look, what's this? Ooh, it almost fell. Let me put the lid on. Lots of things with sparkles, but I don't know if I'm going in that direction. Okay, so, oh, it's some beautiful silk. Oh, that will be lovely too. We'll use, there's a piece there. You don't need a lot of that. So there's 3 pieces of that. Maybe I'll just leave it out in the bag here. I'll just cut a bit off to remind myself as well. And I'll put this, and this is just half an organza bag. Obviously I used the top of it for something else at some stage. I think. I have no idea, to be honest. I find things that I've used a while ago and think, oh, where did that come from? There we go. So we'll put that there. Okay, now that's a start, isn't it? Now what am I going to do? Well, that's what I got the other day at the op shop too. Just it's a half a packet of needles, and they wanted to charge me $2. Oh, look, that's really big, isn't it? And I says, oh no, I won't have that. I said, I can buy new needles for almost that price. And I don't normally, you know, try and get their prices down or anything, so I ended up getting it for just 50 cents. But there's like 6 needles here and this big one, so that's okay. But $2 when half of them aren't even in there. There's supposed to be 15, and I've got 7. So yeah, always handy to find needles. I'll put that over there. Oh, that's too big. Hang on. I have this, and I've got big needles in here. So hopefully, there we go. I don't know why that's in there. Okay. Oh, there's a little heart in there as well. Had this for years. It's got my bodkins and things like that in there, so that's handy. Okay. And that can go in my drawer. Right, that was a bit off. It's because I don't know what to do. I've got to start, don't I? Okay, let me think. I could use, I've got here, just scraps from probably the last journal I worked on. I try and use as many as I can when I'm making a particular journal. So we could start with these, I guess. I don't really want them straight, so let's just see if we can let's see if we can rip them. Sometimes it can be hard to rip a narrow edge. As long as you've got it firm, you might be able to do it. It's pretty close, okay. That. Now I can do, oh no, we need to do it that way. Much easier when you've got a bigger piece and you're ripping the little strips off, and to do it with the more narrow ones. There we go. Okay. Okay. Like this, you know, you can just rip it away, and it's much easier if you're going the right direction with the grain. It is. If you're going against the grain, see, this must be against the grain, you end up with these weird little things. Okay. might be alright. Okay, there's that. This is good. This is tissue. It's like tissue paper. Got lines through it. That'll be good. Do that. And see how easy that was to rip? That's because it's going with the grain there. Graph paper. All right, we will start with that. After all the time I've been on YouTube, you know, I think this is the longest I've been sort of stuck in a bit of a non-inspiring kind of rut. And although I am still creating, I feel like I want to do something with paper, but I just got to really push myself to do it. I could also use, because I've got my box next to me of things for my slow stitching, so I can get a bit of mesh as well. Oh, it's okay. I don't know which way the grain is here. That's okay. I don't need it straight anyway. Just a few little bits. Oh, it's a bit small. That's probably easier, and then just give it a bit of a pull, and you end up with a nice wrinkly edge on it rather than that cut line there. Just once again, just do that, and look how lovely that is. Oh wow, it's wonderful. Okay, so we'll use that, and there's a darker one here that I've got in there as well. Let's see how this one. Okay, put that one back. I'm going to use it all. This one rips really easily. Isn't that nice? Okay. So basically, I'm just going to be making little embellishments that I can decorate my book with when I know what I'm going to do. I'm just seeing what else is here. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. Alright, we'll start there, shall we? Let's have a, I never even cut. That's pretty good size. It's almost the size of the what's it called? the page. But I don't always like them square. So, just going to do that, I think. Oh, put that away. Beautiful morning here today. It's Saturday. I love crafting on a Saturday morning. Okay, what about a bit of tissue paper? Like that. Down the centre perhaps. Like that. Bit of this. Like that, perhaps. A bit of that. There. That. So I need to put some thread in my sewing machine, I think. So that, where's my pin cushion? So that it's contrasting, because I keep sewing everything with the same thread and then realizing I can't see it. So I think, what have I got? I wonder if there's any in here. That, it's like an olive green grey, isn't it? It's not a true grey. I thought I had some grey. Probably used it, because that's what I end up doing. I wonder if that would be alright though. What do you think? It's more of a green. I really want a grey. I've got brown. It's kind of, yeah, so that might be alright perhaps. A browny colour. And these are only, you know, they're only cheap sewing threads, so they're ideal for paper crafting. I'll put a link if anyone's interested. They're just 100% polyester. I don't want to go green, so brown may be fine. Yeah. Okay, we'll go with brown. That's what we've got, so that's what we're using. Okay. Alright, so I'll just make some up and then I'll sew them all in one go. And we'll see how we go. I might just speed it up though, and that way you can just see what I'm doing anyway. So that's not bad. I've got that bit left that I've got that little bit left. I've got a couple of flowers left. And I can add these to pages or pockets or bags and things like that. I still have lots of little bits of tulle, and I may tuck them in as I sew these things. I'm undecided about this. I kind of like how pale it is. I've done a lot of colourful things lately, so it's kind of nice to have something really neutral. So I'm not sure whether I'll go that way or just stick to a very pale thread in my sewing machine. I have all these that can be added with embellishments. Let's just put that back in there. I've just pinned them all together to keep them together. I can adjust them as I sew them. All these little bits that are left, I can make things out of. All my little scraps of paper here can also be used. So I think that's good so far. Like even bits like this, if you, let me just put that over there, if you were to have scissors, put those away. Okay, say if you had a page, you can just stick it on, just to add a little bit of interest to the paper. You don't have to do anything else to it. You can just stick it on with a bit of glue stick and be done with it. You don't have to do anything else. So all these little bits, like even that, you can just stick it on. And it's not making any bulk. It's just, it looks nice. It looks better than a plain page, I guess. You know, you could put it across the top there and just stick it on. Maybe a bit of stamping on it or something. So they won't be wasted at all. Okay. So I'm going to go and have lunch. And I think that went quite well. And I'm going to sew them. So they are all stitched on. And what I've done is just done one stitch line. So that one, as you can see, is a zigzag stitch. Some of them are straight stitched. And that's just to hold them all together until I finally decide on, you know, the look I want when it's in a journal or on a project, a bag. Like, you know, you could put those across the top of a bag. You can use these for lots of different things in your crafting. I mean, predominantly journals, I would think, but also packaging. They're great to have on hand, this sort of thing, for when you're packaging things up. We all know if you're sending somebody something, the actual packaging can take such a long time. It's quite daunting when you think of it sometimes, but it really can take a long time to package things up if you're in a swap or something like that, where you want everything to look really pretty. So I'm just cutting the threads down. I'm leaving little bits, but I don't like them too long. They just annoy me when they're too long. I don't mind having about an inch or so hanging off, but anything much more than that, it's not the look I go for. So I really like these, and they are probably the most simple ones out of the whole lot. I think they'll be lovely on little booklets and things like that, or just paper flip things, you know, put them on the front, staple it all together and have some papers coming out. I think they will be lovely for that sort of thing. And I did just do the white thread, and I thought if I want to get a grey thread at a later date, I can somehow incorporate it at that time. And these are really cute. They can be like little page tabs or on the tops of you know, if you had a tag, you can just put that on the top of a tag. I don't have anything like that here now, but you know, so they're really pretty. And it's been fun making these. Sometimes the hardest part is just to get started doing something, isn't it? These ones tend to curl a little bit, but I'm sure that'll be fine once they're glued down to something. So there's quite a few there. I don't know where that went. Love those flowers. And even these, really very pretty and very simple. You could use your scraps for things like this as well. In fact, I might make a few scrappy things with my scraps as well. That paper I didn't quite catch, but I thought, well, when I attach it to a page, I'll, you know, I might put a button or something like that. I think that's fine. That one's alright. That one's alright. And that one's alright. So there's quite a few of those, isn't there? Rid of all those bits. Right, so we've got all those.